So, our hourly advisories from the National Hurricane Center have begun here. So, let me pull up the stream. I also have Radar Omega opened up on my phone so we can look at the surge cameras. Obviously, I can't show you guys them because of copyright, unfortunately, but I will be looking at them from time to time on my phone. So, yeah. So, since we last streamed this morning, Helene has since intensified to Category 3 hurricane. Storm surge and winds increasing along the Florida west coast. The 3 p.m. position update. Storm surge and winds increasing along the Florida west coast. 3 p.m. position update. Weather flow station at Egmont Channel at the entrance to Tampa Bay recently measured a sustained wind of 50 miles an hour and a gust to 62. So it's about 160 miles west southwest of Tampa, and it's about 195 miles south of Apalachicola. Its maximum sustained winds are in about 120 miles an hour. Its movement is north northeast at 20 miles an hour, and its pressure is 959 millibars. That has been dropping all day long. We do not see an end in sight for the drop edge, the pressure side. So jumping over to Radar Omega here, and why did it just close? I do not know. Going to the GOES G16 Mesoscale 1, it wants to load here. We will see. We can see that this is Helene right here. This, you might think that that is an eye. However, the case. The eye is, the main center is approximately up in this region somewhere, I believe. Actually, let's take a look at the radar loop here. It's coming from Radar Omega. I have all my live cameras up here as well. I'm taking a look at every one of them. So far, the surge values aren't that high yet from the cameras I'm seeing here. Along the cameras that I've mainly been looking at so far are in this general area. That's the cameras that I've been looking at recently. There's a couple up here, up in the Tallahassee, Apalachicola area as well, where Hall Force 1, Vince, I believe Reed Timmer's station, somewhere up there as well. And as you guys can see here, as this moves forward in time, our center is somewhere up in this region. So this area that you might think is an eye is not an eye, actually. That is a pocket of dry air that has managed to get into the system and try to limit its potential surge. Obviously, that has not happened. Obviously, as you can see, we still have a rapidly strengthening storm here that is in the Gulf of Mexico. Expected to make landfall sometime tonight. The National Hurricane Center is currently predicting it to continue moving north-northeast, and eventually, before it makes landfall, take a turn up north. However, some of the hurricane models are saying that it'll just keep going to the north-northeast and make landfall around the Perry, Steinhatchee, that general area. So that's something we have to keep note of here as this continues in time. We also have a couple of tornado warnings that we have to talk about. We've had a couple of confirmed tornadoes actually earlier on in the day. As you can see up here, we have 443 alerts right now with 2 tornado warnings. Both of them are in Georgia. So let's jump on over to these warnings and take a look at both of them here. So the first one we will talk about is the radar indicated 0-inch hail. Tornado warning remains in effect until 3:45 Eastern for Central Dodge, North Central Telfair, and West Central Wheeler counties. 3:31, so this is updated about 3 minutes ago now. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over McRae, moving north at 25 miles an hour. As I said in our stream this morning, most of these, almost all of these storms are gonna, all of these storms are going to be moving fast today. And all right, so I have Ryan Hall, y'all stream up in the background. And tropical tidbits. Sorry. Tropical tidbits is having issues right now. So make sure you have another way of getting information via National Hurricane Center website, hurricanes.gov, weather.gov, any one of the multiple streamers, including myself, that are streaming the landfall, and a bunch more. There are millions of streamers that are live right now, and I thank you all for choosing me to watch here. So, as I was saying before, we got the notification that Tidbits was having issues. All these storms are going to be moving fast today in relation with Helene. So, hazard is a tornado. This is a radar indicated rotation. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Now, that's a phrase that I'll be saying a lot today. Tree damage is likely. No matter where you're at, whether it's in Georgia or near the areas that will be in the path of the landfall. You, if Tallahassee gets hit, it's the worst case scenario possible. Tornado warning continues for Alamo, Georgia. We'll talk about that storm in a second once we're done with this one. This is the warning right over here. So, locations impacted include McRae, Helena, Little Okmulgee State Park. If I said that wrong, please correct me. And Accord. Precautionary preparedness actions. winds. Take cover now. Move to a basement or interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you're outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial structure and protect yourself from flying debris. New pressure from the recon flights that are in the storm right now is 954 millibars. That's 951.7 right now. That's insane. Did they cancel this warning? They did. They did just cancel that warning. So we're down to one tornado warning, and it's this one for Alamo, which expires in 6 minutes. So this is tornado warning remains in effect until 3:45 Eastern for Central Wheeler County. At 3:33, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Spring Hill, or 8 miles southeast of Alamo, moving north at 25 miles an hour. Hazard is tornado. This is a radar indicated rotation. Flying debris will be dangerous. Those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Locations impacted include Alamo and Spring Hill. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial structure and protect yourself from flying debris. And they have just canceled that tornado warning as well. So we have no severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. No tornado warnings. My apology. We have no tornado warnings that are in effect currently. For right now, we will have many today. But in the meantime, while we don't have any of that going on, I want to show you guys if I can find where this radar is. And turn it off for a second. Pretty much the entire state of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida are all under some sort of tropical warning, whether it's a hurricane warning or a tropical storm warning. The entire state is in a warning, some sort of warning here. And also, while we have a minute without any warnings or anything like that, I want to bring your attention up here over to Isaac, because we do have Isaac up here in the subtropical Atlantic, which is forecast to become a hurricane. So that's going to be interesting. If you're in Portugal and Spain, you guys might get some impacts. Then we zoom back in here, and we have another system that's forecast to form down here in roughly the same area where Helene formed in. So we're going to have to watch this very carefully here. Currently, it has a 0% chance in the next 2 days and a 20% chance in the next week. So this is where the Western Caribbean. An area of low pressure could form over the Western Caribbean by the middle of next week. Environmental conditions are expected to be conducive for slow development thereafter, while the system moves generally northwestward. Then formation chance to 48 hours low near 0%, and the formation chance to 7 days is low 20%. And we have a new tornado warning. So it was nice while it lasted. Not even 5 minutes. That was like 3 minutes. So our new warning is in Florida here. Switch over to our reflectivity product here while we wait for the radar to load. Come on, you can do it. So if you're in Alfred along I-10 or in Condale, you guys need to get into your safe place immediately. We do have a tornado warning for your area now. And if my radar wants to load here, so this is our tornado warning that was just issued right here. Chris Jackson has a water spout here. I don't know where he is. So if you want to, you can tune in to Ryan Hall, y'all stream. The top 3 cameras on his stream are all in the tornado warning right now. However, we have these greens going towards radar and we have these reds going away. Right in the middle here is where our tornadic rotation is. And if we turn on our correlation coefficient, oh yeah, and there's probably a good sized water spout off the coast of Florida right now, just to the southwest of the Tampa area. That could make landfall around the Sarasota area. So if you guys are in Sarasota, and you're staying put for Helene, I'd try and see if you have anywhere to get underground there, because we have about 30 minutes here before that storm makes a landfall in around the Sarasota, Florida area, just to the south of Tampa. So going back to our system over here, our tornado warning system, if we take on the correlation coefficient, we're thankfully not seeing a correlation coefficient drop in this area yet. Also, I do want to say that when most of the tornadoes that are produced by tropical systems are non-intense, most of the time they're quick, easy systems that don't tend to do much. Mm. Yeah, so Brad Arnold confirmed what we've been saying. The rapid intensification is likely ongoing right now in Helene, which I would have to agree with. Pressure continues to drop. We go down to our tropical page here and we turn on our Hurricane Hunter aircraft, oh, that's just giving us data. I want to jump back over into the app on my phone. The Cameron Steinhatchee that I'm watching right now doesn't have any noticeable surge. Water levels are definitely higher, but I'm not seeing a noticeable surge yet. Coming over to our St. George Island. Surge has definitely came up here in St. George Island, up in this area. And that makes sense. Obviously, you have the onshore flow coming in from Helene. I don't know why I want to keep calling it Debbie or Francine. But we have all this onshore flow that's getting pushed in to the shore, which is causing the water levels to obviously rise. So we are gonna jump back over to our satellite imagery if we can. Radar Omega. We can do that. That would be awesome. Radar Omega, are you are you okay? Guys, I don't think Radar Omega is doing okay right now. I don't think it's doing well. Um, let me refresh Radar. Just give me a second, guys, to reset Radar Omega. Um, so we haven't gotten the 4 p.m. position update yet. I do not believe. No, we have not. So, while we're in talk, waiting for that, let's go in and read the 11 a.m. discussion here. Helene is gaining strength as it approaches the Florida Big Bend. A large eye has become apparent in satellite images, and that feature has been gradually clearing out over the past few hours. Convective banding is wrapping around the eye, and recent microwave images and reports from the NOAA and AirFat. Okay, so 3 people have been injured so far in Florida just by the outer bands. Dang. Um, let's go to Twitter right now. See if we can find anything else. I don't care what it's called. I'm still calling it Twitter because that is what it is. It is Twitter. Um, Taylor County asking residents who mandatory evacuation order to write their name and birthday on their arm or leg so they can be identified as such. Directly from the Taylor County Sheriff's Office. Please read. We are requesting that all residents, guests, and evacuees refrain from returning to the area until officially directed by the Emergency Operations Center. This directive will be communicated via social media and news outlets, radio, and emergency alert systems. Returning prematurely poses significant risk due to expected heavy flooding and other hazards. Many roads will be impassable, and there may be downed power lines, fallen trees, and other dangerous conditions. If you or someone you know choose not to evacuate, please write your name, birthday, and important information on your arm or leg in a permanent marker so you can be identified and family notified. We ask that you kindly provide the following information so search and rescue teams can prioritize these locations. Is the residence inland or on the coastline? Full address of your residence, your name, names of the residents at this location, number of individuals and animals present, contact information for both yourself and the residents, any additional information such as a recent photograph of the individuals, disabilities, special requirements. Thank you for your cooperation. So basically, they're not expecting anyone to survive. So that's that's one warning for those. Yeah, this is going to be a 100 or 200 a year event here in the Appalachian. Playing around the corner. Starting to look like we're going to have a 130 plus mile an hour landfall. Yeah, I agree. 151 millibar extrapolated pressure on Helene now. That's a decrease of 5 millibars in the past 90 minutes. So rapid intensification has likely begun, unfortunately. Water is already starting to spill over in Cedar Key against Hurricane Helene. Jonathan Petramala says this morning water heights have already exceeded forecast levels. That's terrifying. Helene is clearly intensifying steadily, if not rapidly. It is more symmetric, though its wind field is far more opponent to the east and is set to strengthen more. So the 3 p.m., the 4 p.m. forecast position update is out. Pressure is at 951 millibars now. Helene accelerating toward the Florida Big Bend. Tropical storm conditions occurring across most of the west coast of Florida. We now have the new information out from the National Hurricane Center. We do now have the 4 p.m. position update. Data from an Air Force Hurricane Hunter aircraft indicate that the minimum central pressure of Helene has decreased to 951 millibars. Weather flow station at Egmont Channel at the entrance to Tampa Bay recently measured a sustained wind of 54 miles an hour and a gust to 68 miles an hour. In the Sarasota Bradenton International Airport recently measured a sustained wind of 43 miles an hour and gusts up to 63 miles. Is about 145 miles west southwest of Tampa, Florida, and about 165 miles south of Apalachicola, Florida. Its maximum sustained winds remain at 120 miles an hour. Soon it has sped up. It is still moving north northeast at 21 miles an hour now, and the pressure has dropped to 951 millibars. This is just going to be awful. This is just going to be awful. Not a great sign when mesovortices, little fingers curling into the from the eye wall, start showing up on radar and visible satellite. These play an essential role in the strengthening process. Also, it's why we never go out during the eye. They're extremely dangerous. Yeah, this isn't good at all. If this starts rapidly strengthening, uh, wow, a 7 millibar pressure drop since last pass. Insanity. She's really intensifying now. Yeah, this is going. Mm, mm. Residents needing assistance evacuating to a shelter in the Big Bend region due to lean time out. Buses to shelters will run until it's safe to do so. There's expected to be life-threatening storm surge along the coast, along with strong winds. Don't wait to evacuate. Need assistance? Call this number 800-729-3413 for assistance finding shelters and support in the Big Bend. I believe that there's also a Uber code that you can type in. They'll probably run once again until it's not safe to do so. Um, I'm saying if you're along the coastline and you are going to die. I don't say that just to joke around. You are going to die if you have stayed along the coastline. National Hurricane Center just tweeted out the newest forecast update. So 4 p.m. EDT Hurricane Helene update. Helene accelerating toward the Florida Big Bend. Tropical storm conditions are already occurring across most of the west coast of Florida. This is you have 8 animals and you're not evacuating? What? So this is as of 6 hours ago. The latest Helene evacuation map has 30 today. If you're planning to leave in the Panhandle Big Bend and not have done so already, your escape window is down to maybe an hour. You have maybe an hour before the main impacts come through. So I posted this in the video last night. Also went and checked the strongest winds are about 70 miles off the coast now of Florida. So as as of yesterday, there are new counties in the mandatory for some areas and voluntary for some areas. That includes Gulf, Levy, Pasco, and Manatee counties. Mandatory for certain areas include Liberty, Gadsden, Leon, Jefferson, Madison, Suwannee, Lafayette, Dixie, Citrus, Hernando, Pinellas, Hillsborough, Sarasota, and Charlotte. The mandatory evacuations county-wide include Franklin, Wakulla, and Taylor. The voluntary from some areas includes Jackson, Hamilton, Baker, Union, Gilchrist, and Akula. That's as of 9:30 this morning. Um, this is the tweet that the National Hurricane Center just put out that we've already gone over. Another bridge has closed over Tampa Bay. The Florida Highway Patrol has determined that the Howard Franklin Bridge is now closed as a result of high winds and storm surge. Motorists should seek alternate travel routes, and if not absolutely necessary, stay off the highways. Now, as you can see in the background of the video, there's definitely water that's risen and is cresting over the roadway now. Those that have been around will remember that these are the options that were given by officials during Hurricane Katrina. During Katrina, I was less than a year old. I am 20 in November. So that's what you need to hear to get out if you haven't already. There you go. Tampa Bay Storm Chaser, Storm Surge, St. Petersburg, and Tampa Bay from Hurricane Helene. As you can see here, there's definitely a storm surge. I can't tell if that's a tree back there, but that's definitely a surge that has started to come up here in Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg area. Waiting to see if an eye can clear, yeah. Tornado risk continues to go across the western half of Florida. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You know it's real when the Waffle House is boarded up, yeah. That's not ever good when the Waffle House is boarded up. It impacts some rainfall. Hot towers are firing in the northwestern quadrant. Yeah. Now, I will say, Helene has had dry air intrusion getting in it all day. If it can close up the southern side of it with these white cloud tops, right, just to the northeast and to the west of it, I believe that we could be dealing with explosive intensification. Not just rapid, explosive. This is the first, this is the second major hurricane of the season now. Our first one being Burl back in late June, early July. If you guys remember that, I was live for that. And we are going to be live up until landfall for Helene as well. And let me just put out on my Instagram story that I'm live. So give me un momento. Share. I want to copy link. Mm-hmm. Paste. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, that's in tweeted out. We are good to go. More than 98,000 customers are without power in the state of Florida as Helene marches closer. We can only expect those to go up. I believe that this county up here, I believe this is the county that Tallahassee is in. Most of the Big Bend will probably be most of the areas without power. However, obviously, there's likely going to be more as time goes on. The 18Z early models have shifted more to the east. We've been